51-year-old man is facing a trio of felony child sexual assault and abuse charges after a follow-up investigation of a June 2021 child abuse and neglect report by Minutair and Scottsbluff County law enforcement. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, prosecutors have filed charges of first-degree sexual assault of a child less than 12 years old, third-degree sexual assault of a child, and knowing and intentional child abuse against Lonnie J. of Scottsbluff. The now 9-year-old victim told investigators that Jay had assaulted her with his hands over and under her clothing multiple times while living at a Scottsbluff apartment with her mother. Investigators determined through a description of the apartment and housing records the assaults took place between August of 2016 and December of 2017 when the girl was 4 years old, and the victim had recently told a counselor that Jay had told her not to tell anyone about it. Jay was taken into custody Tuesday night and made his first appearance yesterday in Scottsbluff County Court. Sticking with the courts now as a 27-year-old Gering woman who is facing several felony charges after ramming her car into a vehicle multiple times following an altercation at Lazy Park in January has been sentenced. Yesenia Galindo was sentenced to 12 months of probation last week after pleading no contest to charges of assault causing bodily injury, negligent child abuse, and criminal mischief. In exchange for her no contest pleas, the felony charges were lowered to Class 1 misdemeanors. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
May is Beef Month, a time to celebrate the high-quality beef products that are raised by farmers and ranchers right here in Nebraska. With over 5 million cattle fed and marketed each year, Nebraska is the #1 cattle feeding state in the country. From steaks and roasts to ground beef and kebabs, Nebraska's beef producers take pride in raising safe, wholesome products that end up on dinner plates around the world. Join the beef community by celebrating Beef Month with your favorite beef meal tonight. Beef, it's what's for dinner in Nebraska.
Sponsored by Frank Parts, Marker Ag, and Runza Restaurants. Welcome back. A now defunct hemp farm in Scottsbluff will pay back the majority of a loan it received from the city's LB 840 committee. Western Farms LLC was awarded a $500,000 LB 840 loan in January of 2020 to get their operation up and running. But now that the hemp operation has shuttered, City Economic Development Director Star Leal says they will be paying that outstanding balance back.
They'll be making a payment on June 1st of $140,516.87, and then the balance will be paid on December 15th of this year.
Leal also noted that the city's attorney do a great job on these LB 840 contracts to ensure that the funds can be recouped if the business plan does not go according to plan, such as in this case. Well, Nebraska collected more tax revenue than projected in April and is still well ahead of expectations for the current fiscal year. The State Department of Revenue reported net April tax receipts of $939 million, which is 2/3 above the official state forecast of $563 million. The numbers are often higher in April as taxpayers filed their returns, but net sales and use taxes were slightly below the forecast, while net individual and corporate income taxes and net miscellaneous taxes all came in much higher than predicted. Nebraska has collected $5.1 billion in the current fiscal year that ends on June 30th, more than 11% above the official forecast. And a group that wants to legalize medical marijuana in Nebraska sued the state on Monday to try to overturn a requirement that makes it harder to qualify for the ballot by forcing petitioners to get signatures from a large number of rural counties. The federal lawsuit comes after the group Nebraskans for Medical Marijuana lost one of its biggest donors, forcing the campaign to rely primarily on volunteers as it scrambles to place the issue on the November general election ballot. Organizers have until July 7th to gather roughly 87,000 signatures from registered voters. The Nebraska Constitution also requires these signatures to come from at least 5% of registered voters in 38 of the state's 93 counties. Well, still to come, Chris Cottrell will be in with the latest from the world of sports. He'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
Renewal by Andersen. Enjoy the view again. There is nothing like that morning cup of coffee when you have Renewal by Andersen windows. Their exclusive Fibrex material is twice as strong as vinyl. The difference is huge. No more drafts, no more absurd heating or cooling bills. A quiet home, the outside noise is gone. Renewal by Andersen's incredible financing offer is here right now. No money down, no interest, no payments for a full year. Book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com. Enjoy the view again with Renewal by Andersen windows.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
Morrill County Community Hospital and the behavioral health providers are here to help. Amber Dean specializes in mental health care, which includes medication and therapy across a person's lifespan. Melody Lacey helps people deal with a wide range of behavioral problems, from depression and anxiety to child psychiatry. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time. At Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska. Exceptional care right here at home.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
As we head towards the weekend, we head towards the finish line for high school spring sports. In Omaha today, it's the final day for the Class B State Track and Field Championships. Day 1 saw Sydney and their boys team rack up plenty of points. They look for a team title in Class B. They got gold in the 2-mile relay. Here in town, the top finisher so far, Gehring's Maddie Seiler. She finished 3rd in the 2-mile run. Scottsbluff's Paige Horn running in both hurdle finals today. Peyton Burden, a pair of running finals as well. We have hourly reports, on air plus updates on the website with highlights from the state track and field meet. Class C and Class D holding their state meets coming up tomorrow and Saturday. Last week at this time, the boys state soccer tournament was front and center with Scottsbluff in action. Earlier this week, Bearcats senior Jason Escamilla signed his letter to play at WNCC.
Just made me feel a lot more comfortable going there. Like, I know if I went to a different school, it would be a bit more of a challenge. I would have to understand it more, but going here, I'm more familiar with it, and it just helps me out a lot more.
Escamilla this past season scored 5 goals for the Bearcats. He was a key cog in their trip to state. He says despite the loss to Waverly in that thrilling first-round game, it was still a great trip.
That was probably one of the best experiences that I've ever had. Just being able to make it to the state tournament in general was really fun, and to be able to experience it with my team, I was just really happy to be able to go there and spend my last time with them.
Escamilla's head coach at Scottsbluff is Nate Rock, and he touched on some of the traits that will make Escamilla successful as a Cougar.
He's always trying to get better. He never shies away from anything. It was unfortunate he got injured in the middle part of the year this year, but he worked incredibly hard to get back with the team and to rehab that, and he was able to contribute. At the second half of the year. So he's an incredibly hard worker. He's worked hard on his craft. He's worked hard to get better. He's athletic. He's incredibly quick, and so he's going to bring a lot of that to WNCC.
Congratulations to Scottsbluff's Jason Escamilla on signing to play soccer with WNCC. And Legion baseball continues this weekend, and then more Diamond action into next week. The Zephyrs home for Shadron coming up tomorrow. Gehring Platte Valley Companies opening up next week, plus the Pioneers getting started in the Independence League next Tuesday. They'll have their home opener a week from tomorrow. That is the latest today. From right here at the FNBO Sports Desk, I'm Chris Cottrell.
The 5055E from John Deere features the value of choice with a cab or open station, two-wheel drive or mechanical front-wheel drive, and transmission options, in addition to easy-to-use controls and loader compatibility. All of this is backed with a 5-year powertrain warranty. The only thing easier than owning a 5E is operating one. See your John Deere dealer for details.
Visit 21st Century Equipment with locations in Scottsbluff, Torrington, Bridgeport, and Alliance. Developing solutions, delivering success.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, preparations are underway for the annual Platte Valley Company's Monument Marathon. Now in its 11th year, this race includes the full marathon, half marathon and half marathon relay, and 5K. This year's race is set for Saturday, September 24th, and organizers are hoping it's even bigger than last year's record-setting event.
We are a race that has a prize purse that people are interested in, that people want to travel to our area. So we are just so thankful to Platte Valley Companies, to our runners, to our volunteers, and we are proud to announce that in our 10th year, we raised $55,142, more than any previous year of the Monument Marathon, to support student scholarships at WNCC.
New this year is the $500 Friend of the Monument Marathon sponsor level, which is an easier way for small businesses, families, and other community members to show support for the race. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.